After about 10 minutes or so, the whole church had a lighted candle. Everybody was holding a lighted candle. And what, of course, it represented... pardon?
Celtic fire hazard.
I'm sure it was a huge... I don't think you'd be allowed today. The fire marshal would probably wouldn't. Do you?
We do it all the time.
Where?
In Coronado.
Do you?
I think a lot of churches do.
Do they? Yeah. It's a beautiful ceremony.
Yeah. Well, no, it's Easter.
At Easter, yeah.
Yeah, we do it at Easter.
Do you? Yeah, that's when the Paschal fire in the Paschal channel. But what is very interesting to me is that Christianity has adopted a very old pagan custom, which really is Bealtaine. The Paschal fire is in many ways the Christianized version of Bealtaine, and also water. You know, the Druids or the Drui would get a green sprigs of holly, or more often what you call it?
Bay or laurel?
No, muyo. What's O? The the hazel. The hazelnut. They particularly liked kind of evergreen trees that kept their green. So they would bless the water because they revered water, and they would sprinkle the water. So when you see a priest with his little can and he's sprinkling water, and he has this little wand, what they actually did was they used hazel twigs with leaves in it to spread the water around. So I mean, that's straight out of the old Druidic. Pardon?
We used the evergreen or something to do it.
Did you?
We still do.
You still do. That's wonderful that you do. So you see how really we haven't changed that much. We've just put it into churches and made it look like it's civilized, but really it is no different. So there you have, right in our own Christian practices, almost straight out of the old pagan ancient traditions. And whenever I see a priest sprinkling holy water, I see a druid or a druid. I mean, I do, really. I mean, that's why I wasn't allowed to be a priest, because I probably was more likely to be a druid. Although I don't, Monsignor O'Neill always calls me here's the pagan when I come in. And I say, that's right. And I say, for your penance now, you're going to buy me 3 drinks. Three for calling me a pagan.
I like that.
Yeah. I'll say 3 beers and 3 shots of whiskey, and you can do the 3 old fathers. But it is sort of interesting to see how a lot of, rather than try to extinguish these things, they just adopted them and let them be. So I hope that was interesting for you, and I'm getting the time here. I just want to make sure I haven't. Pardon? Yeah.
Folks are thirsty.
Thirsty. I've probably missed a bunch of stuff, but what the heck? It's worth what you're paying for it.
Study during the break, and we'll go and have tea. Well, there seems to be a fascination with fire in there. I remember never seeing a building on fire, or anything on fire, except near in the summer when
Yeah.
we had bonfire night, and I think that's when just people were dry enough to kind of burn everything they needed to burn to get rid of over the winter, all those things that had mold and bacteria in them. But there was one time Jim and I were driving along in the country, we happened to see a house on fire.
Ooh.
And I said, Jim, do we need to go help out? He says, no, all the neighbors will be there. I said, well, how do you know that? He says, well, they'll be there for the free heat.
Oh, caught mine again. So,
I was showing Patrick this earlier. This is, I brought some books with pictures of the June bonfires.
Yeah.
And some of my own pictures from the June bonfires. But these 2 pictures are interesting because the June bonfires are on the eve of the Feast of St. John, which is June 23rd. Well, this is a painting that hangs in the Museum of Art.
That's right, yeah.
And the title of this is Eve of St. John. And this was probably an Indian girl in New Mexico, because this particular painter lived in New Mexico. And, but she's holding a candle.
Where is that hanging?
The Museum of Art.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Very
And
good.
then this one is by an English guy, but this is called Midsummer's Eve. Midsummer's
Is
Eve?
that Escher?
It's, no, Hughes, I think his name is, Edward Hughes, but it's the girl, it looks like a bunch of little fairies, and they're all have little lights.
Yeah.
But they're both, so it's light, it's fire, Midsummer's Eve, which is not Bealtaine, but it's, as you said, they may have moved it.
Well, yeah, it's interesting that you said Eve, because see, they do celebrate the Eve before, you know, just same as Bealtaine, and it's called Ihe na Bealtaine, is what we used to call it, the night of, you know, the night before.
Yeah, because it's Eve of St. John.
And now it's sort of low key. You know, they didn't celebrate that. They do the night of St. John. They do the opposite. That's when they have the bonfire.
Right.
But actually, the Nihin na Bealtaine is kind of like a quiet night. You know, you go to confessions or you go to church or whatever. It's more of a religious. It's not a big celebration thing. That's when you turn out the fire. It's a sort of a time when you know, you're drawing a line. The old fire's gone, and then the following day, fire is written. Everybody has a party. Good time.
But they have to have permits now apparently in court. To do
Permits?
that. They have to have permits because, you know, the next day,
Yeah.
the whole valley was full of
Yeah.
smoke and the like.
Is that right?
But there was, I think there was somebody killed last year, because I said someone put in a gasoline canister and it
Well,
exploded.
the
Yeah.
bonfire we went to with family, they were literally, weren't they not throwing the gas from the old boat engines? And they had mattresses,
Mattresses,
Christmas trees.
you know, you want to make sure your door is locked, so make sure you have your dining room furniture.
That camera's off, right, Kevin?
No, not yet.
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
What are you going to say?
Well, no. Well, yeah, maybe. It's illegal to burn trash in Ireland. You know, you can get pardon? Because you see, the people who live out in the country and they don't have trash collection, they're supposed to bring it to a trash. Yes. Well, yeah.
They
Either.
have to pay for their trash.
Yeah.
Yes, they have. Yeah. And of course, they burn it illegally, and sometimes you'll see a fire and. Well, yeah, if the police happen to be on patrol, they'll go up and find them right in the spot, and they do. Our neighbours will turn them in. But anyway, so therefore, you couldn't have a bonfire, as you said, without a permit, and I don't think they're even giving permits anymore.
No, but I mean, even so, there's still fires on bonfire night, you know, they just.
I think
arrest everybody.
they turn a blind eye. Yeah.
Debris and wood, but not.
Well, they burn tires and all kinds of dumb stuff, you know, and then that gets really bad. So you get black fuel. But you know, we didn't have tires to burn. There was nothing really. Huh?
Oh, we were so poor we couldn't pay attention. Oh.
Well, it's true. Well, it's true. We didn't have much to burn.